Hi, we're Reyna and Connor Jackson, and we had DJ Tony So, DJ Hawaii, for our wedding. We got married at the Four Seasons in Ko'olina about a week ago now, and we just wanted to share our personal experience with him because we've been working with Tony since about September, October of 2019. And so it's been 2 long years. 2 long years.
Through COVID and everything else. And Tony's been great through it all. He's been an integral part of our wedding planning process. He's been not only our DJ, but also kind of our sounding board, our consultant for, the wedding itself and kind of how we navigated in COVID, how we could make sure, that the schedule and all these little elements kind of fit together seamlessly. And Tony was both our DJ and our MC, so his input was kind of critical in making sure we hit all of those points.
Yeah, and just to share like our personal experience, when we were choosing DJs, I remember when we would speak to other vendors, because everyone here, it's an island, so people like tend to know a lot of other people in the wedding industry. And every other vendor we talked to, they were like, Tony's amazing. They were like, Tony can read the room, he can set the tone, like he's on it. And it was a very common, conversation across the board. Every time we spoke with someone, they were like, Tony's amazing, like you'll love him. But it still wasn't going to prepare us for, just like how Connor was saying, he was beyond helpful. He was our consultant. He was our friend. He was everything for the past 2 years.
Effectively our uncle.
Yeah, effectively our uncle. We still got married on our original wedding date in 2020. And it was just a very small family gathering. And we asked Tony, we can't have live music. Can you still make us music for that day? And he was like, no problem. And he sent us a bunch of mixes that we were just able to play throughout the night. And it was like he was there. So
we had the DJ Hawaii outside of Hawaii.
Yeah, outside of Hawaii, but we had him for 2 years in a row. I mean, Tony really came through.
And I think one of the reasons why we chose Tony, or why Reyna was so drawn to Tony, is we wanted our wedding to hit on all kinds of music genres, like the 80s, like the 70s, disco, more modern kind of classics. Reyna loves Ariana Grande, so that was like a big point for her. But
stuff that like our family could enjoy too. Like it's
and even more kind of like other genres like reggaeton. And Tony was able to blend all of that together on the same night without it feeling choppy, and mix it all in a way where everything was seamless, and everybody was really impressed with the way he was able to incorporate all of those different, very distinct styles of music into one celebration. And the atmosphere was amazing. All of our guests were talking about Tony, and
they're still talking about Tony, actually.
Yeah, and the atmosphere for days afterwards. And I think that speaks to his experience and also his knowledge and understanding of music, and being able to, and his skill in reading the room and understanding
his audience.
Yeah,
the guests.
Because we were dancing for 5 hours straight.
Yeah, which was not the plan. We started dancing through dinner, and we had to, like, people in the reception area had to tell all of us to sit down because they were like, you have to eat dinner. And we didn't want
to.
Not
just the two of us.
Yeah, it was everyone.
Yeah, the guests too.
Yeah, it was the guests, and we're like, oh, but the song is so good, and they were like, guys, please sit down. Like, you have to eat dinner. You have plenty of time to dance after. So that just goes to show, like, the energy was absolutely insane that night. My feet, I have cuts in my feet from my shoes. Like, it was the most magical night ever. And I mean, those are all the reasons we picked Tony, just from what we heard from other people, how he treated us for the past 2 years. He was on the East Coast, just visiting a couple years ago. So he was the only person in the past 2 years that we met in person a while ago. So
Tony took the time to meet us and talk with us and give us samples and mixes.
And Hawaiian host chocolates.
And all these things that Tony did above and beyond. And I think when it came to the day of and the wedding, Tony did an amazing job emceeing.
Keeping everything on schedule.
Yeah, keeping everything on schedule. But also, like Reyna said, when our guests are kind of running out to dance before dinner has even started, Tony did a good job and kind of setting, slowing the music down so that people dissipate naturally, that it wasn't just an abrupt.
But he set the expectation, like there's more to come after dinner.
Yeah.
But y'all need to sit down first.
Obviously. But yeah, I mean, Tony was a big part of the vibe and the ambiance that we were going for on our wedding night, and he did a great job running the program and kind of and making everybody feel a part of the wedding and feel like it was truly a celebration for us and also for them, because we're from the DC area. A lot of our guests flew from the East Coast, so it was a long trip for them.
It's a very long trip for everyone, but he made it worthwhile.
He did an amazing job, and like we said, we couldn't have done it without him and all of his advice along the way, but also the night of wouldn't have been anything near the amazing experience that it was without Tony and without all of his work.
And I will say to other brides, you're gonna be freaking out and being stressed about other stuff like flowers and place settings. I'm telling you, music sets the tone for the night. People aren't going to remember if you got a rose gold fixtures or whatever. People are going to remember how much fun it was, and the music the music is what does that. So I'm telling you from experience, after planning 2 weddings, a small one and this bigger one, music really sets the tone, and that's like what gets people going, and that's what people remember.
And we're grateful to have had Tony as our DJ for both.
Yeah, as our DJ for both. So if you're thinking about hiring Tony, just don't think about it, just do it. We've been friends, and we've been friends with him now for 2 years, and he helped us beyond just like what a vendor should do. He went above and beyond. So if you're thinking about doing business with Tony So DJ Hawaii, just do it. Do yourself a favor.
It's not business.
It's not business. It's just it's a party. So thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.
We appreciate everything you did. You made the night incredible. Like I don't know if you guys can hear, but my voice does not usually sound like this. I was screaming and just like singing at the top of my lungs. Like we danced until midnight. So it was the best. Thank you so much for giving us the wedding that we've been waiting for 2 years.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Tony.